Hi everyone, this is Gloria with stampwithgloria.com. I am going to show you some ways in which you can use your paper pumpkin. It's an alternative way to use it. It's a quick way. You can make a lot of different cards and you can use up some designer series paper that's been lying around. You can make it exclusively yours. So it's just a fun little way to use the paper pumpkin kits. Now remember, the paper pumpkin kits you need to subscribe to by the 10th of every month. You can subscribe at stampwithgloria.com. There's a icon that says paper pumpkin. Just click on that and you can subscribe. The stamps in the paper pumpkin kits are limited edition stamps. We sell that kit for a month and then we're done. So you can get some pretty unique stamps that way. And my goal is to show you how to continue to use those stamps after you've used up all of the fun stuff that comes in the kit. Although the kits are all inclusive and they have every bit plus more product that you need to complete several cards or projects depending on what we're working on that month. But the paper pumpkin, I'm going to switch here. The paper pumpkin that we're working on right now is our October paper pumpkin. The stamps inside of this kit are these right here. They're all very seasonal stamps geared towards Christmas, of course. And then there was a selection of different paper products in there. We had the envelopes, of course. We had the envelopes. We had the envelopes. We had these pretty little punch outs, different words, joy, and there's different languages. So there's love and amore, German, lots of different languages. Then we had some little cutouts for sentiments. We had different pieces of our cardstock that has the cable print on it. We also have a folder like that you can purchase. And we had some thread. And then of course we had the cards themselves, which are a gold type looking shiny card, which I'm going to show you in just a second. But the alternative I wanted to show you today, we also had some punch outs. So we had the flowers and the wreath. Okay, so pretty cool kit, amazing colors, love the colors. But I wanted to show you a different way to use the kit. First I'll show you a card that the kit alone makes with nothing extra. So let me pull that card out. So this is a card that they suggest that you make. It's got this pretty gold, it's gold, like this gold background, and then the cutouts, and the ink spot in the kit is jade. So it's a really nice Christmas green, a little more soft and subtle, not quite as deep as like mossy meadow, but a beautiful color, and it goes really well with the gold. So this is put together with everything in the kit, nothing more. All right, now what I'm going to show you is, let me just show you, I'm going to show you a picture first, and then I'm going to show you what I did with the cards. So here's a picture. So this is the diagram of how to cut out a 6x6. They're called one sheet wonders. So this is just a 6x6 sheet of paper that we cut out. I can kind of show you what that looks like in a second here. And this is the diagram that I cut. Now I know like the 1x1 does not look like a 1x1. I just want to kind of exaggerate some of the squares so that you could see them really easily. But this is basically the diagram. If you follow that, you can cut it out. You start with a 6x6 piece of paper. Now I'm going to show you two versions of that. I'm going to show you where I did one with a regular stamp set, and then also this alternative. Now the alternative for this paper pumpkin, the only extra thing that I used besides everything in the kit was a cherry cobbler stamp pad. That's it, nothing else. But I had this, and then everything else that I used was in the kit. So let me go back to the main view here and let me show you how I started out with a 6x6. So I started out with a 6x6 piece of paper, and then you just take your trimmer, and you know, the first cut of course is going to be, you're going to cut it 3x3. I mean, because it's cut right in half. So you want to do that. If you look back at the diagram, you can snip that diagram so that you can have the full measurements. It's 2x3 and then a 3x3, because it's already 3 because we cut it in half, so that's 3x3, right? And then you're going to just take and cut 1-inch squares just like that. And these are your first cuts, really fast and easy. Okay, yeah, I wanted to show you how that works, just like that. So we're going to throw those to the side. Then the second cut's 2 1/4, and then, you know, basically you're going to cut that in half, which is 1 1/2. All right. Oop, let's cut that in half, 1 1/2. There you go. And then this is 1 3/4. Okay, that's done. And then this we're just going to basically cut in quarters. So this is 2 inches, so we're going to cut it at 1 inch. Okay, and then 1 1/2 because it's 3, right? 1 1/2 plus 1 1/2 make 3. All right, so we'll cut that in half. And we're going to cut that in half. And then you have all your pieces that you need to do your 6x6 project. All right. So that's using the DSP. Now, one thing I want to point out is, let me put that diagram back up again. All right. So right here on the diagram, I say, I know some people say, why don't I cut the solid paper a 1/4 inch larger? And the answer is it would no longer be a 6x6 project. So what do I mean by that? Okay, let me go back to the main image and show you. So here we have one of the projects that was like the first 2x3 cardstock that I cut out, the first one that we cut out when I was doing it. Okay. And I made it into a present, but I decided when I used the stamp set for this, I decided that I wanted to layer it with another piece of cardstock. And when I layered it with another piece of cardstock, I realized that I would have to make the inside smaller, because then it wouldn't be a 6x6 project anymore. So like when you're cutting up cardstock, and let's say you want to do this, let's say you want to do a lot of cards, or let's say you want to teach a whole bunch of people how to do this particular project. You could buy 12x12 cardstock and end up just cutting it in quarters, you know, 6x6s. So you would get 4. But if you would leave the DSP the same size, then you'd have to go up a 1/4 inch, and then it would no longer fit the profile. So it wouldn't be a 6x6 project anymore. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. But so anyway, I wanted to show you the alternative. Here's the card alternative. So I used the thread that they included in the kit, and I made a present with it. And then the Joy image was there, and then this is the cable background that I was talking about. So I thought it turned out really well. Now this particular stamp set that I used here is in our holiday catalog, and it's called The Sweetest Time. Okay, and it's got all of these great cool dies that I'm going to show you in a second, and it's just got some nice images and some nice sentiments for the holidays. I think you could use it for a lot of other things as well, but I just wanted to show you how you could do that. So here's our first alternative in our 6x6, and all I added was DSP, and then I did use a cherry cobbler pad on some of the others cards. But let me show you the next card. So this is our 3x3 project that I did with The Sweetest Time. Okay, but then here's our alternative. And all of this is in your kit. So I layered the frames up, I put that DSP behind it, and then I stamped Joy on the background. And I used the flip side of the card instead of the gold side, so to give it just a little bit different look. So again, same project. This one's just layered, this one's not. This is just using the stuff in the kit for an alternative look. Okay, here's the next one. This is all those 1x1s that were cut up. That's the one that I've done with the Sweetest Time. And then here's my alternative. This is where that cherry cobbler pad came in, and these are all things that again were in the package, the paper pumpkin for October. Now this down here, you can't see it, but it's that cable paper. I just cut it at 1 inch and then layered it, and there is a seam there, but I covered it up with one of the 1x1 inch blocks. And then I stamped the Wreaths and Jade in the background, and then stamped the berries, which is part of, the berries are part, see, they're right there, they're part of the stamp images. So really easy, really fun to do that. Okay, here's another one. All right, here's all these 1.5 by 1 inch squares. I did that with the Sweetest Time. And by the way, the Sweetest Time, this 6x6 Sweetest Time kit that I'm showing you is actually my kit for this month. So my members got this kit to do, and so they're making these projects for themselves. So this is the alternative that I did for them. But anyway, I did that, and then here I used this exact same stuff out of the kit, except adding the DSP, but everything else was in the kit. And I did flip the DSP to just give it a different kind of punch. The stars I thought were kind of interesting. To You and Yours, I stamped. That's part of the kit. To You and Yours is one of the stamps in the kit. So really cool, right? All right, here's another one. This one's a 2.25 by 1.5 inch. Again, all of this, and let me show you the alternative. All of this is right in your kit. I used a stencil on the background for the Sweetest Time one, but right there is that card, is that DSP. There's the DSP and the flowers, and this ribbon was in the kit. So I used nothing more than one 6x6 sheet of DSP and the cherry cobbler stamp set. Okay, here's another one. Oops, here we go. I didn't use 2 on this, I just used 1. All right, so I just wanted to give it a little bit look, but there's the cable. Again, I flipped the cardstock around, used the cherry cobbler, and I stamped the flower part of it. And then I added the bow, and then if you can see, it says love. So it says love Christmas. Who doesn't love Christmas? So anyway, I ended up getting 8 cards out of this alternative set doing the DSP. These are the ones that I showed you. Here's another one. I can show you this one quick. There you go. That would be number 8, I believe. So another way to use it, this is stamped directly on the cardstock instead of on some of the label paper. But I hope that this kind of gives you an incentive to take a look at those paper pumpkin kits. They are fabulous. It also shows you, I also wanted to show you what I do with my kits. So it was just fun to come up with this and see if I could come up with different ideas where it kind of gets your creative juices going, and you might want to try one or the other of these clubs. So this one's my club, this one's Stampin' Up's club. Like I said, I just added one 6x6 DSP paper, and we have the 6x6 packs that you can purchase as well, and these are the measurements for it. And you saw how quickly I cut that up, so you know that it is an easy project to do and a fun one to do, and you're only limited by your creativity. So thank you so much for joining me for this paper pumpkin alternative for October. I hope you enjoyed the projects. I am hoping everybody is revving up and getting ready for the holidays next week. I hope you get to see some of your loved ones. I unfortunately will not be seeing some of my kids because my oldest daughter and her family just moved to the UK. And we ended up having to keep her dog Sophie, which is her first child, for until January when she can ship her over there. Right now with COVID and just different things, she couldn't bring Sophie right away. But Sophie's her first child and she's 11. But you want to see something sad? I know this picture isn't the best, but I just want to show it to you. This is Sophie, and she's a border collie, and she has been lying pretty much on the bed that Ashley used when she was home since she left, which was 3 weeks ago. So poor Sophie, we feel bad for her. She misses her mama. So I can't wait till they get reunited again. But she really wishes she was with her mom for Thanksgiving, and I wish I could see my kids for Thanksgiving. But this is just how the world is, and their jobs took them to the UK. But I do sincerely hope with all this COVID stuff that everybody does get together with their family if they can. If they can't, I hope that they Zoom them or Facebook them or do whatever they need to do them. But remember, a card. Send a card to them. People love cards. Send a card. If you can't be with them, send a nice sentiment. Show them that you care. I hope that you enjoyed all of this, and I will see you next time. Have a great week.